Hello everyone, hope you are well. It's time for another video, and what I thought I'd do today is just take you on a bit of a tour of my home plot. I took you on an allotment tour a few weeks ago, but the home plot doesn't always get a tour. So what I do, out the front, my driveway. Now I'm planning and have been growing more food out there over the last few years, but it's been difficult. We've got these privet bushes around the edges which I'm trying to remove, but that proves harder than it sounds. Now for the winter I moved all our plants back out into the patio garden so I could concentrate on trying to get that area set up. That's again just got to try and dig out those, because we're planning on eventually getting all the driveway replaced. I'm not planting anything in the ground, I just want to get the privet bushes and everything taken care of. So at the moment there is not much going on out here. The windowsill garden, I'm using that a lot for starting seedlings off at the moment, and microgreens and herbs. That's doing quite well. You can see the turmeric that a couple of weeks ago I harvested what I thought was turmeric, but the plant that is still there is the turmeric plant. That is growing quite well. So that's the first two smaller sections of gardens taken care of. Herb chicken garden, let's take you over there and explain what's going on here. So you can probably see behind me the chicken pen is just there. Chickens are in there, they're laying eggs at the moment, which is great, all doing pretty well. We have had to put tarpaulin of course because there is a flock down going on with bird flu, so they're sort of protected. We're throwing in as much entertainment as we can for them, be it bark clippings for them to dig through or whatever we may find, even the old pumpkin or something going in there as well. Now down the edge we planted out some herbs. They're doing okay. We're going to be adding to those herbs throughout this year, but we are getting now, as we always do, this sort of, it smells like garlic, and it's a type of wild garlic. I'm not really sure what it is. That is starting to grow up all over the place. It's great because it gives us good compost material, but it is very invasive and it's very difficult to keep getting rid of, but we're getting there. We are getting rid of it slowly. The small veggie pod which I've got here, which we're using for herbs, we've got coriander and stuff going in there, so it's doing okay. This might be moved up to the patio garden later this year, because I've got, well, we'll come to the patio garden a little bit later on, but yeah, it's doing okay at the moment. So herb garden, greenhouse is probably where I want to go next. Well, I can feel the heat just coming out of this greenhouse. I think it's something like 17 degrees in there at the moment, which when it's just above freezing outside is quite a difference. But it's pretty full at the moment. Again, we have got some seeds that are sowing in here. Apart from the onions, not much going on, and the broad beans are getting ready to be planted out. And a lot of pots in plants which are waiting to go into their homes. So it's a very, very full, busy greenhouse at the moment. But it's becoming busier and busier. It's very much the central point at the moment. I'm just looking, I think we're going to have to clean this down one day. Just in front of this greenhouse I've got my rhubarb bed, and again the garlic has grown, or the wild garlic has grown up in there, but the early garlic, but the early rhubarb is starting to show itself, and the rhubarb next to it we've put a bin over to start the forcing process in order that we can try and get some forced rhubarb, which I'm looking forward to trying. Now the main veg garden, let's go over there. So I think you saw me working in this main veg garden just last week, where we built the new bed, the non-wooden sided bed. We've still got to get more compost down it because of the weather, just haven't got any compost down onto it. But next to it we've decided we're going to do straw bale gardening, so that's something I'm looking forward to trying. And then obviously the 3 beds that I hoed through last week, very bare at the moment, I know, but what you'd expect in the middle end of January, a couple of months time, this will really start coming into life. Next month we're going to be building another wooden bed as well, and then we have got a single quail who's on her own at the moment, and she's only there because we've decided we're not going to keep the quail anymore. We're just waiting for her to pass on. Unfortunately, it sounds awful, I know, but we weren't eating the quail's eggs. As great as they were, we just were getting so many eggs that we couldn't eat them all. So yeah, there's lots of things I want to do in a veg garden throughout this next year, which we will be seeing as we go on over the coming months. But at the moment, it's just very bare and very basic and very messy, I feel. You probably agree with that, but we keep watching and you'll see the changes. Now my back, the patio and the balcony garden is another area I haven't shown you yet. On the way past, I should say that the Szechuan pepper seeds that we sowed, when was it now? Let's have a look at the label, that'll tell us. I didn't actually put a date on it, but we sowed it, I think it was November, and we're leaving it outside to see if anything actually happens. As of yet, they haven't done anything, but there's still time. So, not doing much here, but I've just noticed, looking at the bonsai apple tree that we had to repot at the same time, it's starting to bud, so that is looking good for that. Anyway, back over here. Well, this is my balcony garden. It's designed to try and replicate a flat balcony, so it's quite tight in space. It's only like 1 metre by 1 metre. It's very tiny. I'm squeezed in here just to show how little space there really is. So I think this year we're going to have to build some better shelving and systems for growing things on here. This shed behind me is my podding shed, as I call it. It's where I do my live show, a lot of podcasting stuff as well. And perhaps we could get some vertical gardening going on this rear wall. That might be something that we're going to be looking more into throughout 2023, and in order to try and create a bit more space behind it. But as you can see, we've got lots of herbs. We've still got some radicchio here as well, which are all doing quite well. Again, I'm just waiting for the weather to get a little bit better before we really start going to town in this place. Now my last garden is the patio garden. Now this is my patio garden. At the moment it's very full up with plants that are in pots. Some of these are destined to go out the front, but we may also have a few of these out the back as well, these potted plants. The idea behind this area is like a courtyard garden, a patio garden for those that don't have any ground grass areas or whatever to grow in. It's just I've got the space to do this sort of thing, and I'm having a lot of fun creating all these different gardens, and this is very much what I'm going to be carrying on throughout 2023. We do have the medium veggie pod, and I mentioned the small veggie pod earlier. I also have now got a large veggie pod. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm thinking these veggie pods might actually, all three of them, come into this courtyard garden, this balcony garden, and this becomes a veggie pod garden. That's my current thinking, and it should prove quite well. It is a bit shady here, but it's fun. It's a courtyard garden at the end of the day. So yeah, that's a very sort of quick tour at the end of January, middle of January, in my garden here at home. As I say, nothing's really growing at the moment, so it is very sparse and very not much to talk about, but I'm hoping as we go on throughout 2023 we're going to see more and more changes as it really comes together. I'm just hoping the weather gets a little bit better, that I can spend some time here in the garden in nice warmth. Anyway, right, that is it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, please take care.